Digital Media.
Come on!
I'm a hippo.
Broadcast Hippo. Digital Media.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
I'm here.
Hey.
You're muted, Andrew, if you're talking.
Yeah, I cannot hear Andrew.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Andrew.
he disappeared.
Ruined the whole podcast. Look at that. Had us all get up this
Come on.
early and then pulls this. I mean,
Right.
what the heck?
Well,
Gosh, really,
last week was earlier. It was 8 o'clock
Yeah.
last week.
it was 7 o'clock. I was in the Eastern time zone or Central time zone.
Yeah, we
So.
keep on forgetting that you're in a different time zone.
I'm not normally, but I was. I'm home now, so.
Oh, you're home now.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yay!
There's Andrew.
Hey, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? The show. Andrew
Good
Z,
morning.
Donnie P, the unofficial mayor of Cedar Point. We got Dave Chapman from Amusement Park Portal. We got Dylan here. We got Nicole here, our executive producer. What's up, everybody? Look at Nicole finally back home.
Home.
I know.
Home,
You still have a
finally.
home?
Oh.
I do. We did not foreclose on it while we were away.
Oh, good. She was gone
Thank God.
for a year doing a dance competition.
So what happened there, Andrew? You disappeared and then came back.
I don't know. Oh, man. It's the Sunday Gremlins. We're having rain here where we're at. Speaking of rain, did you guys see the pictures going around? And I've never experienced this, but everyone says it's part of the course.
Say hi to
Cedar
Aaron.
Point was like flooded, like the main entrance when you first walk in, and people were like walking in like half a foot of water. Did you guys see that? And they say it's normal, right, Dave?
Yeah, it's happened a few times, especially at the front of the park there in that one area. Yeah, by the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a garbage can actually float by before up there. I mean, it's gotten. Yeah.
Are you actually serious? Or are you being
No,
smart?
seriously, a garbage can actually floated by.
That's terrible.
Now it's-
I've been there when it's flooded before.
have
Yeah.
you really?
Yeah. It was up to my knees.
No way.
No, it was. And
Where-
I'm not short.
In the front or everywhere?
Yeah, along the midway
Yeah.
under Sky Ride.
That's where I'm. Yeah, that's where I see it. That's where I'm seeing all the pictures of the flooding. So I guess that's just normal business. They say. They say even if you fix the irrigation, or not the irrigation, but whatever.
Yeah, because
Drainage.
when it rains there, it rains there.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's an infrastructure problem. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, it's a drainage issue there.
You got a whole lake. Can't you put it in the lake?
I don't know. There's something that's kind of quaint about it. I mean, just hey, it's you go on water rides. It's almost like an additional adventure. I don't think I didn't see
It is not an additional adventure. It's disgusting.
You know
Your
they
bare
might
feet in
start
that nasty water. Blech.
they might
not
start
bad.
upcharging for this.
Start
Walk
upcharging.
up the Midway and charge people to do that. That's an idea.
It's an extension of the Snake River Expedition. You know, you
Yeah.
take it down, take it out to the corkscrew, take it over to
Expedition.
ocean. I heard they undo ocean motion at the top sometimes, and you can float that around the park a little bit. Well, it's just one person has to drive though.
Take
No.
out some of the Thunder Canyon rafts, out on the Midway there.
They say,
That would be amazing.
they say the best part of ocean motion is when that happens. Is it does when it goes down on a down, it goes right into a whole thing of water. It really is another attraction. It's just, you're splashing into water and then coming out the other side. You got to hold your breath going down.
And everyone's out there getting splashed.
Yeah.
Didn't you
Apparently,
have the idea? Didn't you have the idea of like building a tunnel under the water and then going under like water in a tunnel and then coming back out?
Yeah, using really incorporate. We have talked about that using incorporating the lake around Cedar Point into some sort of attraction. Extension.
Yeah.
That would be. I
yeah,
think.
apparently the same storm that brought all that rain knocked the power out at the park as well.
I saw that. Yeah.
What part?
No way.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what part, but they were saying quite a few rides were down.
Yeah, the Maverick was down. I think, well, at one point during that day, everything was shut down. So,
Now we're recording on July 17th, Sunday, July 17th. What day was this yesterday? The 16th?
No, this is about 4 days ago, something like that.
All right. Got to say hi to Rose. Good morning, Rose. She said she's seen the video of the arcade was flooded out as well when this happened a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that all the coasters were down.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone
Yeah, that's at one point they were saying one of the only rides open was Tiki Twirl in the front of the park.
Man, that line had to be crazy.
That's one of those kiddie rides, right?
Not really. I mean, not really a kiddie ride. I don't know. Yeah, my kids.
No, it's a
flat ride.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure Dave could tell us about it.
Yeah, Dave.
That wasn't that our ride of the week last week? Tiki Twirl.
It was not that long ago.
Yeah.
No, we had ride of the week last week was Matterhorn.
No, I think it was Tiki Twirl.
I think the Matterhorn conversation did come in.
No, that was Himalaya last week with the
Himalaya.
We are a hot mess.
Yeah.
Hot mess. None of us know what's up.
Hey,
I know. I haven't had my coffee yet.
I know. I'm actually gonna step out and go get my coffee. I'll be right back.
Too much.
Got a bottle of Coke.
That's a type of Coke to wake you up.
Glass too, yeah.
So, are there any? Does the does Cedar Point do anything when it floods like that, or it just comes in? There's nothing you can do, and then just floods out. I mean, it just drains
Nothing
out.
they can do. They just got to close down those areas. Power gets knocked out. They have to evacuate people on all the rides if there's any running still because of the weather. You know, we had it in the past where it was when I worked there years ago. It was like 100-degree day out. It was hot, but there was no rain or anything. And one of the transformers melted outside the park, and everything just stopped. The rides just stopped.
Actually, I was there that day, Dave.
Were you?
I was there that day.
Why is it you're there, Nicole, when all the bad shit happens?
Yeah.
Because I sap the energy. I walk in and I'm my own electric grid.
We're lighting fireworks off the transformers.
Yeah, they had to evacuate all the rides. The giant wheel, they had workers out there manually pulling the wheel.
We were not on a ride.
Yeah.
We were not on a ride, so it was. But you felt it. The whole thing, like the whole park just went. Like you could feel it power down.
Someone pulled the plug. Yep.
You know, we went last Sunday to CP. Remember how several weeks ago or whatever, or the last couple of years actually, people have been complaining about the long lines and how busy it is. Is it seeming less busy this year than past years? Really, Dave?
I agree.
All the parks we visited this year so far have been dead, almost dead. Very slow.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Cedar Point.
Jinx. I wonder if, like, people that got the extra year of the Gold Pass kind of just got their run of it, and they got, you get used to having it for free.
I don't
and
think
like,
so, Johnny. I think this is an industry-wide thing. Like I said, even the Six Flags parks, Busch Gardens, the same thing. We ran into it at all. Dorney Park was a ghost town. I think there was maybe 50 cars in the parking lot the day we were there.
Really?
Wow.
Dorney Park, yeah.
Could it be then that it's the $5 gas and things like that? I mean, I don't know what else it could be.
That's my assumption. I mean, because they were planning on this year being very busy. Everybody's back out and about and whatnot. But I mean, the cost of gas, I'm sure, is a big factor.
Well, and I just thought of another one that might be a factor as well. It may not, but it just off the top of my head. You got to remember the last couple of years, a lot of festivals and a lot of things like that had all been canceled due to COVID. With them all coming back, there may be a lot more competition for people going places again. And at one point, Cedar Point or an amusement park was really one of the only things that you could do. So maybe it's the return of a lot of this other stuff, and they'd missed this other stuff for the last couple of years. They're going back to their local, festivals or whatever, and maybe that's part of it.
It could be.
Yeah.
And just a side note too, I guess last night, I don't know if you guys heard the news about Knott's Berry Farm, Cedar Point's sister park out in California. They had to close the park down like 3 hours early because fistfights were breaking out all over the park. So
They
Yeah,
closed the park. I mean,
yeah, they actually closed.
It's so insane. Yeah, I read articles this morning, but that's just so insane.
I think that just goes with I mean, and it may sound old as hell, but just kids today are just no respect. They'll just do
Back in my
kids.
day.
There's this whole country. There is a I don't give a fuck mentality that everyone has. Well, you look stupid. You really should give just a little bit of fucks because you just look ridiculous in the stuff you're doing. But that's the mentality of
we
a lot.
We just had a conversation about this on our site, and yeah, it's a society thing lately. It's not just teenagers. I mean, I've seen grown adults at some of the parks kicking mulch at workers because they're mad because their kid's too short to ride. I mean, it's just ridiculous, the behavior of some people lately. I don't get it.
That's just kind of stupid. Why would you throw a fit? My God, my kid can't ride the ride. Oh my God.
It's your fault. My kid's not tall enough.
Yeah,
it's just the behavior of some people lately has just been outrageous. I think maybe COVID messed with people. They were at home, and
it did.
I don't know.
Some people have lost the ability to be able to hang out in public. You know, one of the favorite word of people that I hear all of a sudden is "I hate peopling" or "I don't like people." Like, how stupid are you? We've lived with people our whole lives. I love people. I love being out with people. I love talking to people. I just don't understand. But it's become the cool thing to say, and the cool mentality is I don't people, or I don't like people, or people are getting on my nerves, or people. But that's now instead of the to stand out, that's like the normal go-to now. And I think that's part of the mentality thing, and why people treat people so shitty is because I hate people. God, I hate people. That's like the go-to. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
There's so much bad behavior in the world today, man. I don't know.
We treat animals better than we treat each other.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like we need a Sarah McLachlan song in the background.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
And Dylan's not the DJ here, so
no.
But he knows all the songs.
I know the song.
Let's move over.
Coming in clutch, Dylan.
Let's move over. Build-A-Bear. Dave just posted this week. Build-A-Bear's got some new Cedar Point T-shirts.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Take my money. Oh my gosh.
I know. I was gonna say, Donnie, I'm sure you're first in line for those, right?
I'm screwed for sure. I mean, I'm just glad they didn't make like an actual character, because then I'd have to have all of them. So far, I mean, I might even be able to get away with just going in and getting the T-shirts. Who knows?
Well, I can see Donnie. No matter he'd try find a way to fit into one. Like he would just go.
That's what I was thinking.
What I wear it to work out.
Donnie,
you guys have these in adult sizes?
Donnie famously wears his shirt very tightly.
Yes.
He
Or you
loves
could just wear it on your face and like cut the eye holes out.
Donnie loves to squeeze into a medium. So
in a dramatic twist, I started buying like some X and 2X, and then they all shrank to small to like tight anyway. So it's like, what was the point? I should have just got the large.
I'm just mad because I can't fit into a medium. No, but that is cool. Those I wonder if they honor the birthday discount. I'm guessing no, because
they don't even give you the season pass discount in there. No, you don't get that.
Wrong.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Let's talk about this. This is a big one. What about the fencing going up next to Breakers? People are
very interesting. Breakers Express. It's going up to
losing their
between
mind.
the hotel and the Sunflower Field.
Yeah.
That's the exact same spot right there where it's fenced in that they staged all the parts for Valraven when Valraven was being built.
Wow.
All the
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's
those who don't know, when you turn on
it's a staging area for something. And I don't think it's for that building because they got all that room next to the building already with the materials there. So,
yeah,
it's there's something's coming, and
everybody thinks it's going to be a new roller coaster, but I'm not sure.
Well, to tie on to that, there's been a disturbance in the force, I should say, here about a spinning coaster making its way to Cedar Point, which is a Mach spinning coaster. Mach is the name of the company that builds those big spinning coasters. Like Silver Dollar City has one called Time Traveler. It's getting rave reviews. and it would
What's
fit in
another one?
perfectly.
I don't know that one.
I don't know.
So,
Yeah,
like,
it
are
would
you
fit in
like your
perfectly.
car spins,
The car-
or
the
like
car
The whole
spins.
car spins, like
Okay.
not
It's
during the
crazy
whole
looking.
entire ride. At certain points, it'll just kind of spin a little bit, Very fun ride from what I hear. They were building it last time I was there. I didn't get the chance to ride it, but and it's perfect because it takes up a small footprint, and it would fit in right in that area, right there where next to the building.
So it's not like a big coaster. It's not like a big, yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's almost like a wild mouse coaster, but I should say bigger than a wild mouse coaster, but unique layout. You sit in a car it's a regular coaster train, but the cars are kind of round, and two people sit in it like a normal coaster on, and it goes through the track like a normal coaster, and the cars kind of rotate as it's going through.
I've been on one at Six Flags St. Louis. It was called Pandemonium, but
it's bigger than that.
It's not anymore. But okay, bigger than that.
Kind of similar but bigger. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you're familiar with like Cobra's Curse at Busch Gardens, Tampa, kind of along those lines. Okay, yeah, it's a spinning coaster.
I hope to be one day.
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
So, so for those who don't know, you get on the causeway, you get that Thirsty Pony there at the corner, and then Hotel Breakers is just a half a block or block down.
Breakers Express. Yeah.
Express Hotel.
Right. So then now the fences are up right around Breakers Express. Again, like Dave says, that's where they staged the parts to bring in for the last one. So we're hoping that maybe that there's some correlation. And then the spinny roller coaster, the mock spinner is a separate rumor, right? They're not. They could be.
That's a separate rumor. And I will just throw this in. A few months back, somebody posted a picture from a warehouse somewhere, not at Cedar Point, but somewhere else, with a big crate addressed to Cedar Point, and it had Mach's logo on it. Now, could have just been parts for one of the rides they currently have there with Mach, or could be something else.
I
don't know.
I think it would be fun because I think it would be easy to do. Is just start our own, start our own rumors.
Well, we did. We tried to start the whole dragsters getting torn down rumor right here on this podcast.
Yeah, we started talking about that.
Donnie, you bring
because
up
the lack of the magnets.
There's also been a rumor about that too.
Our pal Tony Clark is making some announcements. So
what do you say?
That could be what the staging area is for. Also, they could be putting a magnetic launch system in the dragster.
Magnetic launch system.
What's that mean, Dave?
Yeah,
kind of like how Wicked Twister had magnetic, like LSMs. Like
you get shot off.
Yeah, launch like that. But there's been a cherry picker located next to the ride. I don't know if it was for dragster, and also the air gates in the station have mysteriously opened. So someone was in there doing something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So okay,
we don't miss a thing.
I know.
We don't.
So Dave, explain how that's different than the launch system that already exists with Top Thrill Dragster, because that's the whole draw.
Well,
the dragster.
It was similar to an aircraft carrier where it had the cable and it pulls you. It's on a big spindle.
Okay.
Like that. I think it was hydraulic. Can't remember, but it's got a big drum inside the building. It looks like some kind of like alien spaceship in there. The machine that actually does it. It's really cool. Okay. But it takes up a lot of power in that to launch those trains, and a lot of moving parts there. With LSMs, you have very few moving parts, if any. It's all magnetic, much less maintenance. The only question I have, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know if there's enough room, because LSM take up more room, to build up that much speed than the cable launch did. I don't know if there's enough room. They have one in another country right now, but the launch is shorter and it's not as high. So I don't know, the details behind that.
How they get that much speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder if the big staging area and all this, they're bringing in a new restaurant. What it could be a rest.
We don't need any more restaurants.
Right there on the
I swear to God,
right there on
no.
Cedar Point Drive.
So okay, but let's
check
get
it
to
out.
what people want to know about Top Thrill Dragster. If they move to a magnetic launch, will we get more rollbacks?
I don't think so, because
No.
it's more of I don't know the word I'm looking
More
for.
efficient.
Efficient, tried and true. Now with the
Reliable?
launch system with the cable,
Consistent.
that weighed the train before it launched it. It weighed the train, and it went off memory of like the last like 2 or 3 trains that it launched. So rollbacks were possible. With the LSM, it's going to launch the same speed every time.
Every time.
Yeah. So,
Wow. Well,
So, well,
I mean, anything's possible. It could happen, but
Right.
But do you actually think that Dragster is actually staying, even though people are rumoring that it's gonna be torn down? I keep on seeing comments like it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be
at this
We
point, it's
don't know
just a
yet.
rumor.
none of the rumors have any solid footing, Dylan. So
Okay, how
there
much
is
space do
hope
you guys?
that you will be on again.
Sorry, Nicole, I didn't mean to cut you
Okay.
off. How much space do you guys have in your backyard? If they do take it down, would you like it in your backyard?
yes.
We could put it in my house.
I think
Don't you think, Dave?
It's a lawn ornament. It wouldn't. That would never work.
a lawn ornament.
they wouldn't even let me put a pool in the backyard. I don't know if I could sneak in a roller coaster, but man, I would love to try.
Dave,
guys
it
wanna
could
come
work at
over
my
and-
house, right?
Take a couple trips.
I don't know. I
Just
don't
say
know.
yes.
Would the power grid be able to handle it at your house?
Yeah, let's
pull
do
a
it.
lot of energy.
Yeah, we'll just get us some solar panels. Come on, we got this.
There you go.
Well, my uncle does sell solar panels.
All right.
Somebody said on the
Oh, Uncle Buck.
somebody said on the chat that we should. I don't know if this is doable, but we should all like get together and go together as a group to Cedar Point, and then we got to see what times are. That'd be
Yeah,
cool idea.
I would like to do a trip where we all get to go. That would be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to do that before we wrap up. And before we on the way there, we're all going to stop at Donnie's for a pool party because Donnie has a pool now. So it's
Yes.
Cedar Point
I wear
podcast.
my Speedo.
Yes.
Go swimming. Yeah.
Cedar Point Speedo.
CPPPP, Cedar Point Podcast Pool Party.
There's too many PPs there.
CPPP.
Just don't
Like
pee.
CPP.
South Park. Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. This one was kind of interesting. I like this. The French Quarter, you guys were the right there by the carousel, where their elephant ear game and their funnel cake game is really strong.
Oh yeah.
To where you almost too. If I'm Cedar Point, it's almost too strong because you can get one and it feeds the whole damn family. Those things are so big. Like we tried to get one for everyone the first time we did it, and 80% of the stuff got thrown away. So I mean, really, they've made it now for $13 or $15. You can get one of those funnel cakes or elephant ears, and the whole family can snack on it.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a
Well,
game? You win it. You win one?
No, it's it's pastries.
Oh,
he meant like their skills are strong, which is a good time for me to remind you guys. I know I told this story a few months ago, but it's a good time to say it again. When who was the chef that was in the park for Restaurant Impossible? Robert
Irvin.
Robert Irvine was doing
Irvine.
Robert Irvine was doing Dinner Impossible. He was having trouble with he was trying to make
With
like
the
a
funnel cake.
pastry, like a funnel cake, and they brought in the head pastry chef. I don't remember what her name was, but they brought her in so she could show him what he was doing wrong and how to make it. And it was like one of the most proud Cedar Point moments, watching Dinner Impossible, Robert Irvine, have the Cedar Point head pastry chef come in and show him some things. It was like,
Awesome.
yeah, we don't mess around over here. At Cedar
Yeah.
Point.
So breakfast, I guess they're open, which is funny because that location typically doesn't open until later in the day.
Right.
But now they're opening for
Yeah, I saw
breakfast.
that.
All these breakfast pastries, which is awesome.
Huge.
I know that they
And
used
I
to have
love-
donut time up there. So those little donuts, which were delicious. I don't know if you guys ever had them.
Yeah.
No.
They made them right in the window. They had the machine that was making the donuts. It was really cool to
Yeah,
watch.
it's fully
That's
automated process.
Yeah. Those
And
were
I love
awesome.
that place. It's just so cool looking.
They did a really good job there. And the other thing that I just love about it is that, well, first of all, if you go to early entry, let's say your early entry, you're 8:30, 9 o'clock or whatever, a lot of the stuff doesn't open. Like after you get that first rush and people start coming in, you get a little hungry. There's really nothing to fulfill that urge. You're waiting for, and some of the, like you said, some of the places open later. And so you're walking around the park, and the food doesn't get going till around noon, to where you can pretty much get anything. This thing is a great addition for able to get in early.
Well, Starbucks is open. You can get like $10 breakfast sandwich. So.
I thought the $10 was for the coffee.
I know. Starbucks always has a line. It's so funny.
I'm a fan. I am a Starbucks fan. Do not misconstrue what I'm saying. But it is twice as much. It's not twice as much. Good coffee. You'll get me at that cinnamon roll at French Quarter.
Ooh.
You'll get me on a cinnamon roll.
I don't know if you remember several years ago when Silver Dollar Cafe was around. Now it's Game Day Grill, I think. They used to serve breakfast in there every morning. Bacon, eggs, all kinds of good stuff. And when they remodeled it to the chicken pizza,
it's Hugo's. Oh no, it's Hugo's now, right?
One thing though. Then when they switched that over, they stopped serving breakfast in there. So,
a couple times, and I can't remember what the occasion was. We've had breakfast over at the Pavilion. They've done like a little brunch, some sort of brunch. I don't know. It was a hotel thing. We stayed. I can't remember what the occasion was, but I know at least one weekend we went there 2 days in a row. And they did a nice little brunch, sausage and pancakes. Anyone else experience that, or am I just losing my mind?
You're hallucinating, but it's okay. We're here for it. Enjoying your reality. So here's my idea, right? I am a huge fan of the idea of buy like a Disney style character breakfast in Cedar Point. So you're in at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. You're there.
So you could have breakfast with Goofy.
You could. I don't care who's there. You could have breakfast with Tony Clark. That would be cool. I don't care who's there. Even a ride up. So I don't care who it is.
I was just going with a Disney character.
No, I know, Dylan. I know. But to get in there early, I'm all for it. Let's get this going.
That's actually a good idea. What if they did, like, we're always talking about them wanting to get extra money. What if they did a 7 to 8:30 breakfast to kick off the day? So if you're getting there, you get there at 9 or 10 for the opening, and you did. I bet they would make money to have.
I thought they used to have a character breakfast thing there with Snoopy a long time ago.
We did
remember something. Like that.
That's what I'm telling you guys.
They do. Yeah, you guys stay on the website. There's always something going on over there at the Pavilion. I mean, some kind of dinner, some kind of brunch or breakfast. Did I tell you guys I did I don't remember the name of it, but the dinner last year during Halloween weekends, they did it for a few weekends where it was actually inside and you ate.
I heard about that. I didn't know you did it.
Do you remember?
I'm so glad you brought this up, Donnie. Go ahead. You finish your thought, and then I got a thought on that because I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, so it was a buffet. It was inside the building right by the Pavilion. It's right next to Erie Estates because Erie Estates was still it was already the haunted house, but it was a huge buffet.
They had one in the haunted house also. I thought that's okay.
Well, it's right next door there. I don't remember the name of the building, but it's right at where the Pavilion is. You get the Windseeker, and then it's like it's before Melt. Even it's like an employee building. Like we had to walk past like time clocks and stuff to get in there.
It was like an employee cafe.
It's above that. It was above that.
Okay.
So it wasn't in that actual cafe there, but upstairs, and you had dinner with all of not all of them, but most of the characters from Halloween Weekends. Like they were all in character. They came to the table, interacted with you. And I didn't tell the kids though that the characters were going to be there. I just told them we were having dinner because I knew they wouldn't want to go. So they were like pretty pissed off, but then they got used to it and it made them like feel more comfortable to go into the scare zones and feel more comfortable to go into the haunted houses. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is really stuff like that. I mean, that's the type of outside the box stuff I love. Now, Colleen, am I imagining this, or did we not have a breakfast buffet with the characters at the Pavilion at Cedar Point? Am I imagining that? Where was it?
We had a breakfast buffet at the Pavilion.
At Breakers. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, the one with the characters was a Castaway. Well, one other thing. What was the dinner that we did with the glow in the dark stuff?
That was one of the beach nights.
Okay, so one of the beach nights, when they do the beach thing at Cedar Point, out on the beach, with the dancing and the silent dancing and all that stuff going on. What's that called? beach
Oh.
nights or whatever it's
Point
called.
nights or whatever.
Nights or whatever. So they did do a buffet at that same pavilion, the indoor pavilion there, and it was a glow in the dark. So you'd get there, they had the blue lights on, and then you get a cup and it would glow, and then whatever. But here was the problem with it: it was very seafood based, and it was expensive, and the kids did not eat anything. Like they didn't have like a kid station with corn dogs and mac and cheeses and whatever. It was really like hush puppies and like gumbo and and stuff like that. So we were really disappointed, and our kids are very picky. So we spent a lot of money on that buffet there during Cedar Point beach nights, and it didn't really live up to expectation. And the food was subpar on top of that. So it was very, very seafoody, very adultish. And the kids just didn't eat anything. We're like, you guys aren't going to eat? No, I don't really like it. Nothing seems good. Blah blah blah. Whatever. So that was a little frustrating when we had that experience.
Yeah.
I just sent you guys a couple of pictures.
Yeah, I heard everybody's phone just go off just now.
Sorry. But I just wanted to show you like how cool it looked in there. It was Night of the Living Fed is what it was called.
Oh,
Nice.
Great name.
Nice.
What a great
You
name.
should
It was
share
worth it.
these.
I will tell you it was
Can
worth
you
it
share 'em
because
on
it
your
was definitely an
screen?
extra cost.
Now, Donnie, do you remember they've done it? They haven't done it in the last couple of years because I think COVID and that kind of ruined things. But they used to have.
There it is.
Oh, there he is.
There it is.
We're watching.
Okay, that's above in the ballroom over there. Okay. They used to have.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Dinner and that inside Erie Estates. The haunted
That
house.
would be
They
cool.
actually had a meal.
Okay.
It was like a prefixed meal they would bring to you, and you'd sit in the actual dining room in the Erie Estates haunted house, and they would serve dinner.
Okay. So my ideas are running. So Dave and I both have birthdays in late October. Let's go have Erie dinner at Cedar Point
Yes.
to celebrate.
Yeah, let's do it, you guys. It was so worth
I'm not
it.
gonna throw him under the bus, but I did learn that Dave has a very significant birthday coming up. So I'm not going
Uh-oh.
to share what number that is, but
I'm
it
gonna
is
be old
kind
enough
of.
Oh
to drink.
boy.
Yeah,
You're going to be what?
old enough to drink.
Finally.
Yeah, I
Is it
know.
the 5-0,
Finally.
Dave?
Donnie, did
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Donnie, you're muted. What
it
were you
seem
saying?
like that?
Gonna need that
Donnie,
hearing aid soon.
well, you got to remember around here we go by Cedar Point age. We don't go
Yes.
by. So
Mhm.
whatever they guessed you at your age, which I am 39.
Ooh.
We should do that together when we all meet up. We should see how old we are officially.
When people
All right.
tell me I'm not 39,
What ride was built
pull
the
up-
year you were born? Yeah.
I'll be 30. I'll be 30 at the end of the month. So
Yeah, Dylan, you have a
When
big
people-
birthday coming up.
yep.
Wow, the big. When people say I'm not 39, I have the pull out the stuffed animal to prove it. So
They
yeah,
gave you a
I'll-
stuffed animal?
This last time, so I don't want to hear it.
I have age. They guessed me at 42 the last time. That is true.
Oh,
I know it.
Don't
I
let
hit-
him fool you. He's got the seagull squishmallow. Believe me.
It was kind of devastating to go from the 30s to the 40s. It really was. Like last year, 39. That's okay. I'm hitting 40, and then 42 this year. I was like, oh, whoa.
at least they're consistent, but I think it's because of the food truck has been, a lot of work. So I think you've aged a couple of years.
Hey, Andrew, you're doing the food truck thing. Why aren't you looking to doing it at Cedar Point?
Oh my God, I've talked to some people. I'm trying to. That would be a dream to be able to do Cedar Point and the food truck, like my two loves at the same time. That would be amazing. So
It's an Andrew Z threesome. Yay!
Andrew Z.
Another one. I mean, I'm just kidding.
I've talked to one of the fire truck that's out there all the time. Or I don't know if I've seen them this season, but they were there last. You know what you want to talk about? They did barbecue stuff. Okay, I talked to those guys, and they said it was very expensive. Cedar Point took I think it was 40% or 30%. It was a very high number, but they said because of all the business they got, it still was worth it to them. So,
And you don't have to haul the truck constantly, and you don't have to worry about booking dates. Like you're set.
You
don't have
could
to do it, Nicole.
you could customize the menu. You could have long nuggets on there. You could
Yeah.
have-
Long nuggets. There we go.
with
Yeah.
queso.
Gotta have the long
Long
nuggets.
nuggets, cone queso.
Yeah.
Yes, and we could actually spread this awareness of the long nuggets.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not
Yeah,
chicken
different
tenders,
dipping
you know, you
sauces.
guys.
Oh, by the way, Colleen says, "Does Nicole like her life?" Question mark. I do, but we have looked into it a couple times. We haven't looked into it seriously, but I am looking into it seriously. Look, one of my dreams, you guys, is I love restaurants, I love entrepreneuring, and I think it's cool that Melt is at Cedar Point, and that is one of my dreams is to have one of my brands at Cedar Point, and this would be the perfect opportunity to get the foot in the door with Queso Kitchen. So I'm going to look into it for sure.
Tell us what we can do. We can send in fan letters. We can
Yeah.
give you
Yeah.
endorsements, even though I haven't had queso.
Oh
Kitchen
my
yet.
God,
I
Nicole,
look
it's so
forward to
good.
it.
It's
I love cheese,
The nachos,
so I'm not going to
the
be
nachos
mad.
will change your
anyway.
life.
It's good. Oh, speaking of food and stuff, the VIP Lounge, Dave, has dropped the price to $20. Wasn't it $100 at one point? The VIP?
No, they dropped it to $40 for a day pass for that, and it also includes a $20 what is it called, save and play thing. And I don't know too much about
Play
the
and
thing.
save, yeah.
Yeah, play and save.
That's,
Thing.
Donnie is the champion for the play and save book.
Yeah, so you get that included as well. And I got to be honest, every time I've walked by that this year, there's been maybe 2-3 people in there utilizing it.
For those of you who don't know,
empty.
what is it and where is it? Has anyone been to it? Has anyone been
Hold on,
to
I'm gonna get the VIP lounge and just only for me and the wife, and then the kids will have to stand outside and watch us drink pop and stuff. Hey guys, why don't you go hit the Magnum or something?
Magnum.
Where's your
It's,
parents?
we're it's between the train station and Millennium Force right there. There's that little area, and it's got all the it's a tent, and they got all the fancy outdoor furniture under there. They've got light refreshments, I believe. You can charge your phone, that type of deal.
The totally baller move, Donnie. That was the first part, but the second part of the baller move is not only do you not let them in, if they come to talk to you, you call security.
These kids are following me around.
These non-VIPs are bothering me. Can you take care of this?
Do they got a guy at the entrance
my
with
God.
those little rope stanchion things, like letting you in, checking your
Oh, that would
credentials
be-
and letting you in?
That would be worth it.
Yeah.
So down to $40. I think it started at $100. I mean, obviously, like you said, Dave, there's only a handful of people using the damn thing. I'm
Again,
guessing
they should turn that into a VIP lounge for pass holders. I mean, Busch Gardens Tampa just opened a nice one up the other day. Beautiful. I don't know if you guys seen it or not online, but it's right up on top of a building. You get an overlook of their Serengeti there. You know, all the animals. They got a bar. You get free light refreshments. It's just like, this is cool. If you're a pass member only for pass members.
it's a great idea. Plus, like I think we talked at one time when they were doing the Frontier nights or whatever, that it wasn't really well attended. So some people they were giving out free passes so you wouldn't leave, so you stay there longer. Because then they would still get their vendors would get traffic, and then they would still be getting money from people buying alcohol and food and stuff. So same thing with this, like you said, Dave. If it's not working, if you pivot, open it up to the pass holders, you're still going to make money off the alcohol. They're still going to they're still going to like the VIP access. Well, now it's full. Now your bartenders are making money. Everyone's making money then in there.
Well, see,
instead of having it open for 2 people or 3 people.
I think the issue with it is beyond price, why it's not that popular is you're going to Cedar Point to do the rides and shows and all that. Why would someone pay $40 to go to Cedar Point and sit in a tent? I mean, there's so much.
I mean, I would.
Well,
but that's about your kids.
I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, who has time to sit there? People are going from ride to ride to ride, and that. I don't know. That's just
Dave,
me personally, but
you've never been to Cedar Point with my family. We don't go from ride to ride. We go from like place to sit to place to sit. It's like kind of, and then then once in a while we'll get on a ride.
Well, there's plenty of restaurants for you there.
I'm obviously a P at heart. I was obviously born
Yes.
because that's the family I like, and I'm with this crazy family, and they go from ride to ride, and I'm by myself. But I want to be part of the sit and sit family.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes,
sit
we're
and
a
sit.
No, no.
sit to sit. Yes.
No.
Well, especially back when we had to wear masks in the park, and you were only allowed to take them down if you were drinking something. We would literally time it out. Okay, we're gonna get a pop here, then we're gonna sit, then we're gonna go walk to the Frontier Trail and get some Dippin' Dots and sit there, and then we're gonna go into Frontier Town, get some pizza and long nuggets and sit there, and then we go to the Magnum and sit like where the little tiki. Have you seen the little teepees, the wooden teepee, when we're gonna sit there?
Uh-huh.
So like we just work our way through the park sitting.
That's amazing.
My first favorite sitting hole is when you first go to Frontier.
Sitting hole.
What's a
Sitting hole.
Is that a toilet or something? Or
That's what they first called them, actually. Yeah.
Donnie
Pretty
checks out the
dangerous, didn't
seating, and Andrew checks out the toilets.
The sitting
We
shit.
all have our strengths.
It's
It's a really diverse team we have.
I love the spot where you first enter Frontierland, and then there's the snack bar stand, but over to the right, that's where all the like swinging seats, and then the rocking chairs and all that area right there. That's my favorite spot to just.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Coming from Gemini.
Right.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
by the stockade
Yeah.
Place. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I go
Mm.
from line to line.
If you blink, you miss it. It's right there.
really,
You know, if you're coming from Gemini, going back to the back of the park, you cross over the railroad tracks, and it's right there to your right after the railroad tracks.
I love it.
So
I wouldn't know. It's not the line of a ride.
well, speaking of the sitting, our favorite sitting hole
Oh, go
is
wait.
inside. You got to go inside.
Hold on, Donnie. Go ahead, Colleen, real quick.
The kids and I, when we're looking for Andrew, we actually say, let's go to Old Fartsville.
Old Parksville. Oh my
We're
God.
looking for Andrew. Where's
All right,
Andrew?
Donnie, what were we gonna say? Where's your
So
favorite?
our favorite sit spot, which it's pretty amazing if you guys haven't done it, is you go to the Trail Tavern, which is right across from the horses, where they have where you can ride the horse on the Frontier Trail.
Yep.
And you go in, they have a bar inside. It's mostly adult drinks. I mean, they have pops and water bottles for the kids, but you got to go inside and get a drink and sit inside at one of the tables and take it all in. Like the smell, like that building itself is like 150 years old, and it was moved from downtown Sandusky to there. So it's one of the oldest buildings on the property. So you've got to have a drink and sit in the Trail Tavern and take in the sights and the smells of the Frontier Trail, and it'll
Is that
change your.
where the mining is, where you do the gold mining, kind of right there in the.
Yeah, it's if you're coming from Gemini, it's like one of the last things that you see before you leave the Frontier Trail. If you're coming from Millennium Force, it's once you go under that bridge, it's right on your left. Coming from Millennium Force onto the Frontier Trail.
That area. I'm going to check that out. Go ahead, Colleen.
And I just wanted to tell you that Lusty Lil's is the assisted living.
Yes. Yeah. Right past Lusty Lil's, actually.
Yes. And right across from Panda Express.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is way too funny.
Lusty Lils.
And then
It's more like Dusty Lils.
Dusty.
across from Panda Express, and that's the nursing home.
Okay, so I truly have to do this. I have to go plan a day in the park where I don't ride any rides, just so I can have a point of reference of what you guys talk about, because I don't know where any of these places are.
Well, it's not that you don't ride any. You just go and you ride a couple, you know? You go and you
No, I
chill.
really have to go and not ride any.
And
I gotta
you
get
watch
all the
people.
shows. I gotta get all the sitting spots. So
Yeah.
You do. By the way, Rose says they need more shade sitting areas as well.
They do. They need more indoor restaurants.
Well,
Like restaurants
honestly,
you can eat inside the air conditioning, you know.
yeah.
Oh,
That's what I
on a
thought
hot
the
day.
farmhouse.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought the farmhouse was going to be. I thought it was going to be I don't know if you guys remember, we were guessing. I thought it was going to be a sit-down steakhouse. That
Full
was like one of the first
Full
rumors.
service, yeah.
Was it was going to be a full-service sit-down steakhouse. That was like one of the early rumors, but which became totally false.
Well, hopefully this one they're building now sounds like it's going to be indoor. and outdoors.
Yeah, I hope so.
But let me ask this, you guys: if you do a sit down full service restaurant, could you serve enough people? I mean, if you notice, they're transitioning all their restaurants to these wait in line cafeteria style, and I think they've gone to that because I just don't think you could serve enough people.
Oh, sure you can. I mean, Chicky and
Melt
Pete's
stays
does it.
busy.
Melt. Yeah.
Those are the only two in the park is Chicky and Pete's and Melt.
Well, yeah, you got Famous Dave's in Bay Harbor
In the
right out
marina.
there. You got the TGI Fridays at the hotel.
Just the crush of people that actually come into the park. Like I think that they're just finding that you serve more people the cafeteria way.
But if you time it right, I mean, those places get a wait like right at like the normal lunch and dinner times. But if you go a little earlier or a little later than the normal lunch or dinner times, you can typically get a table pretty quick over there.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, so let's talk about this interesting one, and then we'll get to the ride of the week. Is Cedar Point being overrun by cats? People are seeing
Cats.
First the snakes.
I know. Yes, several cats are being spotted underneath Blue Street. Have you guys noticed a lot of cats when you guys are going?
I'm Googling this because I haven't. I mean, I've heard of this, but I haven't seen it. I'm Googling this.
Yeah, a couple of people were telling me that they've seen a bunch of cats underneath Blue Streak and in various other areas of the park.
So it's a true fact?
Yeah.
This is the best headline I've ever heard. This is great.
Yeah, and also I've heard the same thing for Disney World too. There's cats everywhere,
That's what I've heard about Disney, that they have a whole cat community that keeps
which is
the
ironic
rats
because
away.
aren't mice and cats like enemies? I mean, Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse. I don't know how that works. They must have like
rodent control
agreement or something. Yeah.
You can chase
brought
all
him
the
in.
mice except Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah.
They're saving money on pest control.
Yeah.
I've seen a few cats under the Blue Streak a while back too. Right, the lift motor that pulls you up the hill there. I've seen some cats going up underneath in there.
Oh wow!
In the past too.
Have you guys seen there's an article going around? It's been going around for a few years, and I read it once, but it's been a minute. But about how they're able to keep mosquitoes out of Disney in Florida, which is a big. You go there and there really isn't a mosquito problem, and that is by design. That they've built things to be anti-mosquito, and obviously it's working because when I've been there, I don't remember going. You're in Florida. It's hot. It's summer.
Right.
You think you'd be getting bit up by mosquitoes, but you don't, and that is by design. That they everything they do, like their roofs are slanted. All the water always has a fountain in it because when you keep water moving, then that takes away from the stagnation. So they've taken away all the places where that are big breeding grounds for mosquitoes, and they've really done a great job at it. But the article was pretty fascinating. It's kind of just goes around online, but it was a pretty fascinating article to read on how
Cedar Point could do that with the muffleheads.
Did I tell you when you? I don't know if they still do it, but go ahead, Colleen. Sorry.
I would like to add a disclaimer to Andrew's thing of the stray cats. He is in no way liable if a white chick decides to climb under that roller coaster to save the kitties.
Oh, Jesus.
God,
I know.
I know. What if you saw a little kitten? I mean, how are you gonna not?
She wants to go down and save kitties. All right, go ahead, Donnie. What were you gonna say?
But speaking of the muffleheads, I don't know if you guys remember this. When we stayed at Lighthouse Point the first time, like 5 years ago, they were handing out little pamphlets about the muffleheads and like explaining how they're a natural part of the pier and they don't bite or harm you.
I have that brochure somewhere. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing. It's like it really sets you up because otherwise, when you get to your cabin, you're just like shocked by how many there are. So they probably got so many phone calls when people get to their cabin that they're like, we're just gonna let people know ahead of time. So it's not such a. But then you just kind of fan them around, and then they leave you alone while you're there. And when you come back, when you leave, they just boop, they're back.
All right, so Dave, before we get to the ride of the week, I do want to talk about your if someone has an hour, they've got the your cool mega trip that you took to all these eight different amusement parks.
Yes.
do a video, which it was about an hour long. You said video that you put together. It's on.
Yeah,
your,
I wasn't initially planning on doing an hour-long video, but there was just so much content to cover for the park. All the new stuff upcoming. We really get into detail about everything that's new this year. The construction, we cover that. And I'm like, next thing you know, I'm at like almost an hour. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but this is just about Cedar Point, though.
Just Cedar Point,
Not your trip.
right here behind me. Just about Cedar Point.
Wow.
I do have videos covering the other parks as well, but
Mhm.
just this video is on Cedar Point.
Very cool.
Awesome.
And it covers everything from pin trading, all the new pins they got this year, construction, the shows. We cover the shows, some food reviews.
Do you cover the sitting holes?
Sitting
The
holes?
sitting oh my god.
Is that a highlight?
Has anyone
No,
on
they
here?
don't allow cameras in there. Sorry.
Thank God.
Thank God. Has anyone gotten into the pin trading? We've talked about it last season. We haven't because once you start, you want to get them all, and you could really become obsessed, especially if you have a history of collecting. So we haven't jumped in. We've just casually talked about it. Has anyone done it or thought about it getting into trading?
So either last year or the year before, I bought a couple of packs online from the online store before the season opener because I was just so excited, and I bought lanyards for our passes, and nobody ever wanted to wear the lanyards, and I was thinking that we could put the pins on the lanyards, and wear them around, but it just never it never transpired. And when we moved, I found them in a closet, like in a bag, still on the cardboard box on the cardboard that it came in. So
they're so inexpensive. We usually grab a few every time we're there.
Stick with it. Make them wear lanyards. They'll get it used to. They just have to get used to it. When Taco Bell started, I listened to a podcast when Taco Bell started back in San Bernardino, California, 50 years ago. No one in America ate tacos, and this dude said, "You know what? We're gonna eat tacos." And he actually, if you notice, the Taco Bell taco is definitely not a traditional taco. His hero was McDonald's, so he wanted to make the taco like a burger taco, basically. So he put meat and cheese and lettuce and tomato, and so he made it palatable for Americans. So Donnie, long story longer. You stick with the lanyards. Eventually, they're going to be like, "Where's my lanyard? We're going to Cedar Point. I got to have my lanyard on."
Yeah.
I know it's a big thing at Disney. They have the pins there.
Yes.
And a lot of people collect those. They even have booths set up throughout the whole resort where you can go trade the pins with all the cast members there.
Right. Which I thought was really cool. You could walk up to cast members, and if you saw a pin, and then you could trade them, which I thought was really cool. All right, Rose has to go now. We got to go now. A ride of the week, Dave.
Ride of the week.
Well, Dylan kind of ruined it.
I did? What did I do
I had
now?
Matterhorn on deck to be the ride of the week.
Oh, my God.
Your
Okay.
spidey senses were connected.
Matterhorn's
Which
the
is,
bomb.
It's a mock ride. Same company that builds a spinning coaster there. It opened in 1972. It was originally located on the beach, kind of over where between Gatekeeper and Giant Wheel, kind of in that area. It's originally over there, along with Jumbo Jet, the old coaster. And then
the round one. Didn't it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it sits where the original Tiki Twirl used to sit in the park. Was right there. And when they moved that out, that's when they moved Matterhorn over there into its current location. It's a fun ride, good family ride. Goes in the circles up and down the hills, kind of like the Himalaya, but you're hanging on an arm instead of.
It's one of those. It's one of those ones again where you squish the one that you're riding with.
Not so much, not like the Himalaya, but you get just a tiny bit of it. Yeah, it's a fun ride.
Love it.
Good ride.
You still get the G-force, though. I think. I mean, not much, but
a little G-force action.
Yeah, a little
Mix
bit.
The Matterhorn is in my past.
Fun times, everybody. It's the ride of the week. All right, you guys. Check out Dave, the amusement park portal. He's got his behind the video tour of Cedar Point. A bunch of cool stuff on there. Thank you for checking out the podcast. Please share, tell a friend, do all that fun stuff. Check out our Facebook page, the Cedar Point Podcast. Go say hi over there. For Dave Chapman, our unofficial mayor of Cedar Point, Donnie P, Dylan, our executive producer, Nicole, I'm Andrew Z. All right, you guys, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Next week.
Bye.